Have you ever come back from a vacation tired? Not just jet lagged or sunburned, but soul tired. You took the trip, you got the break, but now it's Monday again. Late July 2025 and you're back at your desk or in your routine, and somehow you feel just as drained as before. Maybe even more. If that sounds familiar, you're not the only one. In fact, I think many of us are emerging from this summer more restless than we expected. But why is that? Why can't we seem to find real rest, even when we finally slow down? And maybe even more importantly, what kind of rest does the Bible talk about? The kind that renews us from the inside out. If you stay with me, I think you'll find a surprising kind of peace that doesn't just wait for you on a beach or at the end of a vacation, but can meet you right where you are. The other night I was out walking through my neighborhood. The sun was setting behind the rooftops and the air was thick with summer heat. Sprinklers were going, kids were riding bikes. It all looked so serene. But inside my mind there was an anxious swirl of intrusive thoughts. I was mentally checking emails, organizing my next day, revising my life plan, and rehearsing conversations. I was off the clock technically, but I wasn't actually resting. My body had hit pause, but my soul had not. Does that sound familiar? Maybe for you it's after dinner or late at night. You try to decompress with a show or scroll through your feed. You grab dinner with friends. You do all the things that are supposed to feel like rest, but somewhere in the background there's still this hum of anxiety, like an engine that never really turns off. This is what a lot of people are feeling right now. The cultural air we breathe is restless. Our phones ping us constantly, work and home life blur together, and even our evening downtime and weekend sabbath feel performative, like we need to maximize it. We've lost the art of being still. There's an old line from Saint Augustine that has echoed for centuries. He prayed, "You have made us for yourself, O Lord, and our hearts are restless until they find their rest in you." This is still true in 2025. We try to rest in entertainment, in sleeping in another weekend trip, but we come back empty. Why? Because our souls weren't made for escape. They were made for connection, and no vacation can reach that deep. Psalm 62 puts it this way, "Truly my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from Him. Truly He is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will never be shaken." That's verses 1 and 2. And the psalm goes on to repeat the same line again. Yes, my soul, find rest in God. Almost like the writer is preaching to himself, telling his own heart where to go to find peace. I love that. Because I have to do the same thing. I have to tell myself where rest is found. Not in checking out, but in checking in with the one who made me. You probably heard of Winston Churchill. During World War II, he carried the weight of a nation, daily decisions about life, death, and the survival of a democracy. The pressure was unimaginable. But Churchill had a surprising habit. He napped every single day. In the middle of war, he would lie down, undress, and sleep for an hour or two. Some people mocked him for it, but Churchill insisted it gave him 2 days in one. He once said, "Don't think you'll be doing less work because you sleep during the day. That's a foolish notion. You will be able to accomplish more." He knew what we often forget. Rest isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It's not just stopping, it's healing, and it takes intention and trust. Churchill understood something that many hard-charging worker bees do not. Nature, he says, had not intended mankind to work from 8 in the morning until midnight without the refreshment of blessed oblivion. Maybe you felt that, your body or spirit, or maybe your friends and family urging you to slow down, but you won't because of how life keeps pushing you. Churchill's story reminds us rest is not a reward for those who are exhausted. It's a rhythm for those who are wise. Because here's what we can learn from Churchill about the practice that feels upside down. Rest is a form of trust. It's baked right into the fourth commandment, in which God commands His people to rest completely for 1 full day each week, trusting that He will supply us with 7 days provision for 6 days of effort. Psalm 121 says that the Lord watches over us always and neither slumbers nor sleeps. Because that's true of Him, it never has to be true of us. Think about it. To rest, you would have to believe the world, including your world, will keep spinning even if you're not the one spinning it. And that stings our pride. We want to be indispensable, but every time we refuse to stop, what we're really saying is, it all depends on me. No wonder we feel anxious. We weren't created to carry that kind of weight. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I'm God." Not be still and figure everything out. Not be still and earn your rest. Just be still. Let go. Remember who God is. Resting is an act of surrender, and it's also an act of courage. So maybe try this experiment. Clear your Saturday and Sunday afternoon every weekend for 3 months, and protect Sunday mornings for church. As much as possible, avoid making appointments, doing chores, or checking work email. Turn off your phone notifications. Invite the people closest to you, your spouse, your kids, your friends, your roommates, and say, "How about we slow down together today?" Make breakfast together, take a nap, play a board game, watch a movie, go for a walk, sit on a porch. Nothing impressive, just being present together. And by the end of this 3-month experiment, you might feel something you haven't in a long time, more settled and whole, like your heart is starting to catch its breath. The human soul craves work, creativity, and productivity. It's part of how we're wired. And our souls also crave space, margin, and stillness to keep us rejuvenated for the task. Remember Churchill. Maybe this slower stretch of late summer is an invitation for all of us to begin again. Before the fall rush hits, consider making a quiet commitment, not just to rest your body, but to create moments where your soul can also breathe and remember the gift of rest. Not to earn it, not to chase it, but to receive it. Rest is a gift, and Jesus is the one who offers and provides it. What would it look like for you to accept his invitation? Maybe it's setting your phone down for 15 minutes and watching the sunset or the trees sway. Maybe it's reading a psalm before bed instead of scrolling headlines. Maybe it's protecting your weekends to be fully present with the people you love. These seem like small choices, but they can shape a whole new way of life as we lean into them. What are you carrying right now that's making it hard to rest? And where might Jesus be inviting you to hand it over to him? Hopefully most of the emails can wait. The to-do list will still be there tomorrow, but the peace of Christ right now in this very moment is available. Your heart was never meant to carry everything, everywhere, all the time, but it was made to rest in him. So today, let your heart rest in him. I'll bet you'll be glad you did. If this teaching was helpful to you, please subscribe, tap the notification bell, and share it with someone who might need the same reminder. Grace and peace. I'll see you next time.